Hello everyone, I'm here with Dr. Delan Delassie. I met Dr. Delassie here at a seminar in Orlando, Florida, and we spent the past 4 days together. And hearing his story and his wealth of knowledge, I just needed to sit down with him and introduce him to everybody because the knowledge that Dr. Delassie has is just so incremental to absolutely everything that you could be doing in your life, so it's really amazing. Dr. Delassie at the moment, he's doing kind of life coaching, and he's also a property investor, so he's made a switch from the medical into the mind. So Dr. Delassie, would you mind sharing with us where you've come from and your journey and that got you to where you are today?
Bronagh, thank you so much for having me. As you mentioned, my background is in medicine, especially in neuroscience, with background in neurosurgery and neurocritical care. And I have been taking care of neurocritical patients, the patients who are in critical situation, brain-wise or for any reason in nervous system. I was using power of mind in healing on my patients, and the results were miraculous. This power of mind actually can be used in any aspect of life. It's not only for healing. But I'm a big fan of combining modern medicine with ancient medicine, with power of mind, and get these amazing results. And I have been working with patients with brain tumor, with MS, with stress, anxiety, and all kind of diseases. And using power of mind, sometimes even myself that I'm teaching it, I'm using it, I'm amazed by the results. And that's how I got in this field, and I stopped practicing medicine 2 years ago, and now I'm focusing on personal development. And my program that I have created is unique because I have combined the science of neuroscience with science of mind. Although I was using power of mind on myself for healing and on my patients, however, I was using it for several years unconsciously without knowing it. But when I got in science of mind, and I studied many books about mind, and I was thinking about that, I came up with a theory that I haven't heard from anyone else before. To me, brain is the hardware of a computer, and the mind is the software. So imagine if you have a computer without having any software on it. It's not usable, right? You cannot use the computer without any software on it. And this is what happened. So we can have an example, like if you take a baby, a newborn, to somewhere that you can help the baby to grow up physically, but without any human contact, without any emotion, without any programming the mind or programming the brain, this person will grow up physically but cannot talk, cannot behave like a human, like us. So that's how mind works. It's just like a software, and it should be programmed. And I know in all minds, like in everyone, is programmed. However, unfortunately, programmed by others, by adults, by parents, by school, not in a very positive way. That's why 95% of people in any community in the world, doesn't matter, the percentage is the same. Over 95% of people are not successful because of the self-limiting belief, because of negative ideas, because of this negative programming in mind. And this programming, when it happens in childhood, because our subconscious mind in childhood is wide open, and whatever they feed us, they feed our mind at that time, it stays there. And it's going to be a default program. So when there is a default program, no matter what you do, it goes back to the default program. Like if you have a computer with a printer, and that's a default printer. and that printer is not a high quality printer, and now you want to print a photo, and you want a high quality. Now you buy a printer, a new printer, and you have this photo on your computer. When you click it to print out, where does it go? To the old one, right? Because the printer is still the default printer. So you have to change, you have to manually go to the printer file and change it, and then you can print out. Okay, so this is the same thing with our default program in our subconscious mind. Is right there, even we're not consciously aware of that. So other than you go to your subconscious mind and change that program, other than that, you cannot use it. So no matter how hard you try, you go back to the same emotion, because we act upon emotion. We think logically, but over 90% of the time we act upon emotion, not upon logic. So that's why we go back to the same habits. We go back to the same thing that we have done it over and over and over. Even we don't get a good result, but we go back there because that default programming is in the subconscious mind. And you can change it, definitely. Everyone can change it, regardless the age, the education, the background, or any other self-limiting belief. You can change it. It takes time, it takes practice, and that's why I'm here, or other personal development teachers are existing, and they are teaching others to change these programs. And the uniqueness of my program is because of my background is neuroscience, and I have combined this program, this neuroscience with the science of mind. And when I teach people, I show them the area of mind that is specific to an action, and then I show the area of subcortical area, which in psychology we call that subconscious mind, and in brain physiology, anatomically you can show it actually. That is a subcortical area, and all the programs are there. However, mind is totally different than brain. As I said, mind is energy, mind is movement, mind is the software, the program. So that's why you need to change that program to a new program, then you can use it. Now you have a brand new computer that you can use it, and you can get the action you want. And it's very interesting, when you get a new idea, consciously you accept that idea, and you want to get the new results. However, the problem is when you accept this new idea consciously and it's not impressed on the subconscious mind, our action is based on our habit in our subconscious mind. So this new program with the old program, they get in conflict. That's how this chattering monkey comes and say all negative things about this new idea. That's how we go back to the same thing, and we go back to our comfort zone, because unknowingly we have been programmed like that. So it's very hard, actually, it's difficult to get out of your comfort zone and stay there. Many of us will get out of the comfort zone, however we don't stay there. So it takes time, it takes practice, it takes courage, and with coaching, with studying about mind, yeah, absolutely everyone can change the program. Everyone, no matter what. Maybe less than 0.1% of people that their brain is not functioning because of any kind of brain disease or like a metabolic disease, but the brain is not functioning. Otherwise, everyone else can change it.
It's very motivating and very fascinating at the same time. And as someone who studied psychology, I remember going in and my focus, without knowing it, was on the mind. But obviously while doing a degree, I became fascinated with the brain and neuropsychology, and it really is astonishing, and it's so interesting, and it's amazing. So I think I'm nerding out a little bit listening to you, but it's so fascinating, and it's also so motivating to hear, and encouraging as well for people. You know, sometimes people are just going through struggles, and it's just like day to day, and they're like, oh, it's just not working. But to know that it's actually a physical change, and there's science behind it, and there's reasons why. So people shouldn't be so hard on themselves, because they're trying to reprogram something in their brain, and they're complete novices, and they've no idea what they're doing. So, that's why it's so important to get a coach, and to invest in themselves, to make sure that what they're doing is effective and it's efficient, and they're not wasting your time trying to do something. So, Dr. Delan, could you please explain to us what your plans are now? So you're after creating this new program. What's next for Dr. Delan?
My plan is to reach over 1 billion people in the world in the next 5 years by end of 2020, and to show them there is a way to change this program, and show them everybody on this planet have the potential to change their life, to be successful. And this is my plan, and I will achieve it through mass media, and I'm working on it. And just this is my goal. I wanna leave this legend behind me to reach over 1 billion people in the world, and show them they are capable of whatever they want to do. But they have to work on it. They have to believe in themselves. It's not like seconds, minutes, or days working. It's about at least 90 days working without interruption. And it's very interesting. Brain and mind works in such an amazing way. If you train the mind without interruption for 24, 25 days, actually in personal development we use 30 days, but these 24, 25 days have been proved by NASA. So you can change the neuronal pathway in the brain to the new neuronal pathway. You can program your brain within 24 to 25 days. That's why many personal development teachers, they are talking about 30 days practice without interruption. It's very, very important that it should be without interruption. And it has been proved by NASA. If they interrupt any time during this period, they have to go back to day 0 and restart again. And that's how we build a new habit. However, it takes 90 days or longer to establish this habit. Because as I mentioned before, this is a new habit. It's in conflict with the previous program, with the previous habit. So easily we go back to the same program, easily we go back to the security zone, to the comfort zone. So that's why it takes practice, it takes time, and I believe everyone can do it. This is based on my experience. I have been working with many people, from uneducated people to all the way to the doctors, and I have actually psychiatrists as my students. And I'm working with them, and the results are amazing. Yeah.
I just have some extra questions that I'm really interested in. So, you speak about mind-brain connection and the differences between how they're connected. Is there a mind-brain-body connection?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. To me, the first level is mind, because there is no center of thinking in brain. We cannot define like a point or an area in brain, say, okay, this is the center for thinking. The thinking is something that we don't know exactly how it happens. There are a lot of stimulation from outside world or from inside, that starts or triggers a thought. However, mind is the actual program that starts with thinking. We are thinking with mind. And when we start thinking, we are using the stored data from brain. And then we process this as a thought and we follow it up. And when mind start a thought, this goes to brain and order the brain to do something. And then brain orders the body to act. And as I said, our action is upon our emotion, which is in subconscious mind, anatomically is in subcortical area, and more specifically actually is in amygdala or amygdaloid body. And then that order goes back to the cortex, and through this impulse, this electrical impulse to the cortex, then cortex recognize that this order should be done. And this order goes through our body and order the body, order the muscles to do something. So we act and we get the results. So this is how it works. From mind to brain, from brain to body, then we take action and we get the results. If you take, or everyone, take a look at their results, in my opinion, life is based on 4 main pillars: health, wealth, love and relationship, and social impact. And some people call it spirituality. I call it social impact, because we all, I think everyone in the world, want to impact the society, impact the community, impact other people, help other people. No matter if you're religious or not, doesn't matter. It's called spirituality by some people. However, I call it social impact, because this is what we are actually doing. And to me, life is based on that, and that's why I named my program and my business page on Facebook and my website The Power of Life. Because to me, everything in the world, like in life, is spiral, like our DNA. And that's how I came up with the power of life, and it's a spiral power. So on this spiral power, we are either ascending or descending. There is no static inertia in life. Everything is moving. Everything at any time is moving. So if we think we're staying there, actually we're going back. So we're descending. Other than if we do something that we ascending actually toward the top. This is my philosophy.
It's amazing.
It has not been taught by anybody else.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Two really quick questions as well. One is, do you have a coach yourself?
Yes, I do. I have 3 coaches.
Wow. And what are they 3 different subjects, or?
Yeah, 3 different subjects.
Fantastic.
I have coach in personal development. I have spiritual coach. I call it social impact. I have business coach.
Fantastic. And my last question is...
Tell Daddy I'm going to go to the front desk.
Daddy! What are your thoughts on medical versus herbal or spiritualistic remedies, or any other kind of alternative medication as opposed to pharmaceutical medication?
Very interesting question. I have had many patients, they came to me after seeing other doctors. And when I explained the disease and I explained the treatment, and I told them this is how mind, brain, and body works, I prescribe exactly the same medication, exactly, without even changing the brand name. Okay? And I told them, this is the same medication. They got better. Why? I was using the same medication. They had the same disease. Why my prescription was working better than others? Just because of mine. If a patient does not believe in medication or the treatment, whatever it could be, like any procedure, any like surgical procedure, if the patient is very negative about that, and doesn't believe in that, it doesn't work. And interestingly, if the patient believes in that, and even the medication is not a good medication or is not a right medication for that disease, the patient gets better. And it has been proven, actually, the placebo effect is just because of that, it's because of the belief. Because placebo is just a sugar pill. So we know that it's sugar pill. It should not affect the disease. So why it does? Why 70% in many studies, 30% or higher of people, they respond to the placebo. And this is just because of it.
Amazing. So exciting. Okay, I'm going to finish. I could go on all night because I'm so interested. And questions are just popping up, but I'm going to leave us. Where can people find you, Dr. Delahouty?
I'm on social media. So it is Dylan, Dylaan. It's just like Dylan with 2 A's. And last name Dowlati, Dowlati. So people can find me. And my first name is unique, is Dylaan. And I haven't seen anyone else with this first name. And it's Kurdish. It's not Dylan. It's Dylan. Means happiness. Yeah. And so I can be found on social media, and my website is The Tower of Life. So just thetoweroflife.com, and you can find me. Everyone can find me.
Dr. Delahouty, thank you so much. Just before we finish up, is there any kind of last comments or last thoughts that you want to leave?
I want to tell everyone, believe in your capability, believe in yourself, deeply believe. It's not only about like a superficial belief. Oh yeah, I'm gonna believe in myself, and then you go back to the same habit, to the same thing that you were doing. So obviously, if we go back to the same habit, if we continue with the same thing we were doing, we get the same results. So my suggestion or recommendation is believe in yourself deeply, and you are capable of whatever you want to do. Really want. It's not about wish. It's not about dream. It's about real want, and that one should be a burning desire and backed by firm decision.